Aerospace Audio Atmosphere pedal. Y'all, I've been looking forward to doing this review for months. Isaac at Aerospace Audio and I have been talking, and we decided to wait until now, July 2024, when the new 2 Plus version came out. This is the Aerospace Audio Atmosphere pedal. Creates a pad. I've been talking in my articles in Worship Musician for many years about using backing pads when you play, whether you're leading worship, whether you're playing a gig at a coffee shop. Backing pads can be a super support to what you're doing. Even if you're playing piano, using a pad under a piano would be a great addition. This new 2 Plus comes stock with 10 organic pads that can support your music. Let's check some of them out. So this is the key of A. There are so many customizable features of this atmosphere pedal. I explained them all in the article. I explained most of them now. I've already mentioned this would be a great addition to your pedal board, but it'd be great for the side setting on your keyboard. You could even give it to your front of house tech, and that could be their instrument as well. The settings menu is accessed right here. I can change whether the pad loops or stops. I could rotate the screen so that I can set it on my pedal board at a 90-degree angle and still read the screen just fine. I can set up my fades to be anywhere from 8,000 milliseconds down to 100 milliseconds, which would be almost instantaneous. Let's listen to that. It's a hard start, hard stop. I had mine set at 6,000. That gives me a fade in. And a fade out. I love these quiet stomp buttons. They are smooth, sturdy, metal housing. This is built like a tank, built like a normal guitar pedal. Let's scroll through a couple of the pads. So this is bank 1. I can change my key right here, up and down. Key of A, key of G, key of E. We'll go there. So there's the same pad in the key of E. Let's look at some of the other pads. Some of them have a deep resonance, some of them have more air and lighter tonality. So some of them I can hear the 5 come in strong or the 3 come in strong. I can change, if I'm in the key of E, I can change my key to be ready for the next song. I can change my pad to be ready for the next song. And when I hit engage, it'll crossfade into the new song. Which works well for transitioning in worship. That's sounds great. Go back to the key of E like I was going to. Let's go one more. It's much thinner, lighter, more air. And I love the sounds that are included in Bank 2. I'm going to go to Bank 2. I think that's one of my favorite. Let's try that one out. Whether you're playing upbeat music, whether you're playing fingerstyle, the atmosphere pedal can be set up to work with MIDI. You've got a 3.5 millimeter MIDI jack on the top. So if you're running a pedal board with a MIDI controller that's controlling all of your MIDI enabled pedals, you could tap this into that line where with one stomp you could change your pedal settings, you could change your pad setting and fire it and be set up for the next song. If you are using a MIDI controller to fire Ableton, and like my son-in-law is using it to fire, they're firing Ableton and that MIDI is controlling their Pro Presenter, then you also could tap this MIDI into that signal flow and control what pad is being triggered for that particular song. There's a USB connection on the top as well, so that you can get updates, so that you can load in your own. I mentioned there's 2 banks of 5 pads. There are 10 banks in total. So if you have pads, if you want to create pads on your own, then you can record them, you can drop them in here and use those in your set lists. Speaking of set lists, that's how I would use this pedal. There's a built-in set list where I can pick pad number 3 from bank 1 for my first song. I can pick pad number 5 from bank number 1 for my second song. I can go to bank number 2, pad number 1 for my third song, and then I can step through song after song and not have to be tiptoeing on the pedal between songs. So let's look at how to do that. I'm going to pick the key of F and the 5th pad, and I'm on bank 2 still. My program for my set list is on the left-hand side. So I'm just going to hold this, and I can pick what song number it goes in. I've got song number 1 set up. I'm going to say yes. Then I'm going to select my next patch. I'm going to select my next key, the key of C, and I'm going to store that not in song 1. I'm going to store that in song 2. Yes. Then I want to patch from bank number 1. So I'm going to go to bank number 1. I'm going to go to that first pad, but I need the key of A. So I'm going to store that to number 3, and yes. So now I've got 3 songs set up in a row. 2 from bank 1, 2 from bank 2, 1 from bank 1. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what key, doesn't matter what bank. It could be bank 10 in your own pads that you've created. We're going to enter set list mode by holding down the top left. Now we're in set list mode. I'm going to toggle up to song number 1. I'll fire song number 1. And I'm playing in the key of F. I haven't yet mentioned this was added for the version 2, a volume control on the right side of the pedal that's easily controlled with your foot. If this is in a foot pedal position, I can roll that down if I want to roll it down for verse and then roll it back up for a chorus, or if I just want a certain part of the song to swell. So I can leave that with a little bit of headroom to swell it, and I can also turn it down so that you have that flexibility as well. So we're singing along, we're just sang song number 1. I'm going to step down. I'm still in set list screen here. I'm going to step to my second song. It's ready to go. And I'm going to engage, and it's going to crossfade into my next song. And there's the key of G. Singing along, I'm going to step and be ready for my third song in the key of A. And there we go. You can always fade it out and turn it back on by fading it back in, engaging it once again. And then to get out of set list mode, I just hold that set list button once again, and it will bounce back to live mode, and I can change and go wherever I want to go. I know who I am, 'cause I know who you are. Cross of salvation was only the start. Now I'm chosen, free and forgiven. I have a future, and it's worth living. 'Cause I wasn't made to be tending a grave. I was called by name, born and raised back to life again. I was made for more. So run, don't walk to Aerospace Audio and check out this atmosphere pedal. And tell Isaac, hey for me.